Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. So, I'm going live on Facebook today. I'll be sharing this, of course, later on YouTube and also on my podcast. But really, what I had intended to talk about today was the relationship between an emotional authority and someone who has an open emotional center. So that's really why I'm here. And I thought that it would be really productive to use someone that we can all look at. I do use celebrity charts now and then to land my points, right? And so I thought it would be really fun to use Khloe Kardashian and True Thompson here because Khloe Kardashian actually, like, there's a whole article about it. She like went and had the birth chart of her daughter done, and so obviously, like, she's on board for astrology. And so I know that for myself, learning that I had an open emotional center daughter was something that changed everything about the way that I communicate with her. And there is actually a lot more here, a lot more difference than meets the eye than of course, when we're talking about just like that one center here in this personal or this particular relationship, rather. So let's dive in. And first, we'll talk about mom, right? So we'll talk about Khloe a little bit. Now, she is a manifesting generator. I was not even remotely surprised to see that she had the head and ajna centers open because she is someone who is self-described as very, intuitive. She is open-minded. She explores a lot of new kind of new agey things, which again, also, I wasn't super surprised to see her having that identity center open because people who have the identity center open, I do find, will end up being a little bit more like spiritual seekers or just seekers of truth, seekers of knowledge, seekers of just understanding, because they're looking for, kind of direction and love a little bit even. I also thought that it was pretty fitting that she had completely open will, because I think we've seen Khloe really come into her own, over the last decade or so, as we've been watching these women grow up, from insecure people into these like really thriving human beings. It's been kind of cool to watch. And so with that, we've seen Khloe go from that really disempowered kind of open will, working too hard for people's approval to that bitch. And I think we all can see that and we love that. Now, I wasn't even remotely surprised either to see that she was an emotional authority. When we look at some of the other relationships between, the other like sisters and the other people in the house, or in the family rather, Khloe is one of the only emotional authorities in the whole Kardashian household. And I think that that's, we can really see that play out in their relationships, like in the whole family, because she was kind of the odd person out, and she was a feeler, and the rest of them really aren't so much, which made it was just they don't understand each other, right? And so that's where we're actually coming to understand Khloe's relationship then with her own child, who is also is also an open emotional center. Now, True is a projector, which is great because there are other iconic Kardashian examples of projectors. Kris Jenner is a projector, Kanye is a projector. So there are other projectors to look at, to watch, and to kind of feel out with, which is nice. It's also really cool. I love that they both have completely wide open will centers, because hopefully that there won't be any sort of external pressure. Like, Kris has the defined will. I just made a post about this, but everyone in the Kardashian clan pretty much, so it's Kris and Rob are the only two that have defined will. And the will center, for those of you who aren't necessarily human design savvy, the will center talks about what motivates us and what drives us and what makes us feel like we are already great, right? And so when we have defined will, it's really important for us to express our greatness and to talk about how great we are, and to like just lean into that sort of maybe competitive nature that we have. Now, people who have open will, it's an illusion. It's an illusion that you feel like you need to do anything performative to be great. Where like some of us literally, like I have defined will. I love competing. It makes me feel good. I like competing with myself. Like that's just how I feel. Someone who has completely open will, it's just a different form of, an empath, right? Where True is an emotional empath and will feel Khloe's emotional waves on this 22 and 55 gate. True, it's interesting though. I thought it was really, really cool to see that we've got the moon here in gate 37. And so that is in the emotional center. Gate 37 is the gate of friendship. And so while True has an open emotional center, the moon is in the emotional center. So there will be feelings and understanding of feelings without necessarily living in the wave, like we say with Khloe or someone like me who has an emotional authority. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was really nice for them to both have open will, because where Chris has kind of always, or intentionally or unintentionally, has laid on that defined will pressure onto her own like home and children of performing and competing and stepping into your greatness. Khloe can kind of let True relax and just like be, just be great and not have to do or perform or, necessarily be any one thing in order to be great. So I like that. I think that that's really nice, nice synergy for a parent and a child. If you're going to have a center that's open like that, for it to be wide open and both of them to be wide open, I think that's nice. Now, really the thing that I find kinship with this is my own daughter is open. She also has gate 37 defined. So funny. I didn't even really realize that until this moment. And I am an emotional authority, right? Like Khloe. So something that I find to be extremely helpful when I'm trying to communicate consciously with my child, because she will come up to me. She feels my feelings, she feels me ratcheting up. She feels me going into the wave. And I'm sure that True will feel this for Khloe. And will, Mom, are you okay? Like, and even my child, she will put her hand on my back. It's okay, Mommy. Take a deep breath, right? And my daughter is not even 4 years old. So crazy intuitive, she feels that emotional pressure and she wants to help me calm down. So it's important for me or for Khloe or for you, if you have a defined, if you're an emotional authority, your child is open, or, of course, this applies to anyone in your life, not just your child, your lovers, your business partners, whoever, just to let them know, listen, my feelings are my feelings. I appreciate, what you're trying to do here. All I really need is for you to hold space for me in this moment. Like, I just need to be allowed to feel my feeling. I know it's not real, right? Like feelings are not 3D. They're not real. They are a secondary reaction to either the emotional wave or to toxic thoughts, beliefs, or ideas that we have to address when we're out of the wave, right? We really shouldn't be trying to address or fix anything. It's more like, okay, it's time to cool it. Okay, so us as parents or us as the emotional authority, it is part of our job to just communicate consciously to the people who are open in our lives. So for Khloe, it'll be that much more important to communicate her emotional states to True, just to remind them like, hey, I know you may be feeling the tension in the air right now. It's not you. It doesn't have anything to do with you. There's nothing to fix. You can't really help. Thank you for being here with me. Like, I love you. Like, feelings are feelings. I'm allowed to have my feelings. You don't have to do anything about them, right? Because that's really what the plight of the empath is, shall we say, that there is this pressure to fix the feeling, right? So if you're an emotional authority like me, something that you have heard over and over and over throughout your life is, what's wrong? What's wrong? are you okay? Are you okay? Can I help? And that's fine. Like, I get it. And it's, there's nothing wrong with someone trying to help. But ultimately, like, no, there's really not much that you can do in that moment. And the best, most loving thing that you can do is just accept me as I am. And when that acceptance comes, it's crazy how you get out of the wave so much faster. You're able to find clarity so much faster. You're able to come back to peace so much faster, right? So I love that we're able to see this relationship because, like I said, when we go into the full Kardashian Jenner family, Khloe is one of the very few emotional authorities that we see. So I love that we're going to get to see this play out in real time, in real life, like in front of us in reality television. To get to see how this relationship carries out, how Khloe not only is able to communicate her emotional waves to the people in her life, like all around her, but also is able to be a more conscious communicator, a conscious parent, a conscious, caregiver and provider, to be allowed to have her feelings while also still being a stable, safe place for her child to go. Right? And isn't that what we all like really want? Conscious, loving relationships, no matter who they're with, and how we're designed. We just want to be allowed to be ourselves. So yeah, I thought that this was a really beautiful and kind of harmonic relationship for us to see, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. Okay, so if this is intriguing to you, if you are trying to understand like how your relationship is with your child, or how you can be the best parent you can be, how you can be the best partner you can be, how you can be the best lover you can be, feel free to hop over to my website, tiffanypurdy.com/services, and book a relationship harmony session. I would love to dispel some things for you and clarify some things for you and help you to just be the best person you can be and be the best communicator that you can be. So until next time, sending lots and lots of love, and I'll be back to share more Kardashian-Jenner family dynamics because it is a really great kind of social like experiment almost that we can watch, and we can look at and see how these different placements and different definitions play with each other in real time with people that we can all identify and look at. So all right, until next time, have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week.